Funding for P. Allen Smith's Garden Home is made possible by the following. Proven Winners. Proven Winners selects plants for their color, beauty, vigor, and flowers that last from spring through fall. You'll find Proven Winners plants, shrubs, and roses in their signature branded containers at garden centers and the Home Depot locations across the country.
The Berry family of nurseries, growers of edibles, hardy trees and shrubs, and fresh holiday greenery.
And by the makers of Job's Organic Fertilizer, now in spikes, granular, and water-soluble formulas. EasyGardener.com.
Now, help and advice from Bonnie Plants is available through your smartphone at m.bonnieplants.com or by scanning this code. On cell, online, on site, Bonnie is there.
A place to relax and renew. Arkansas, the natural state. Vacation planning kits available at arkansas.com or 1-800-NATURAL.
Hi, welcome to Garden Home. Now don't mind these guys. They're setting up for today's shoot and they just needed a lift. Now, be careful with that. Now, in today's show, we're going to focus on small spaces. I know they can be a big challenge for a lot of people, but I've got some great ideas to share with you. Hey, wait just a minute. Let me help you with that, Dave. Sometimes the smallest spaces can present the biggest challenge when it comes to applying a good design or style to it. But I've got a few ideas that I want to share with you. For instance, in a limited space like this, well, think on the vertical. Go up rather than out. What I've done here is I've taken 3 graduated containers. You see, it's really quite simple. There are many creative ways to tackle a small space. My friend Amber Frieda in New York tells us about her approach.
We always start with the functionality of the room. What is the purpose of it? So, with a bar, dining area, we're thinking of how is it going to be functional and comfortable for that purpose? And then secondly, how do we make it look beautiful and interesting? You have to make every inch of the space count. Things just have to stand out more. I would say whenever you're trying to do groupings of items, always think in terms of odd numbers. Groups of 3s and 5s tend to look better for some reason than even numbers. Also thinking of staggering the heights of things, so having a taller item in the back and then coming down gradually in your grouping is always more interesting looking than everything all being the same. I think that if you have a really small area to garden in, you want to use big containers because you're not going to have to water as often, they're less likely to blow over, they're not going to dry out as easily. It's going to be lower maintenance for you. Your plants are going to tend to do better and be healthier. One of the biggest challenges of roof gardens is that we want things that aren't going to be too top heavy because we don't want them to blow over in the wind. So when we're picking evergreens, for example, or even types of trees that we're going to use, we pick things that are more bottom heavy. I like to look to nature for examples. If you look at the plants that do well on a mountain, those are usually bottom-heavy conifers. You're not going to see the lollipop-shaped trees on top of a mountain because they're going to blow right over. We try to break up the space by creating different outdoor rooms. So we might have one space for dining, another space for relaxation, another space for the children to play, whatever it is that specific client's needs are. By breaking up the space into separate rooms, it feels more like a living space. Like the interior space, people can relate to that. I do frequently get people that want to have a kitchen garden. They want to use herbs of some kind. The best herbs for containers I find are basil, oregano, thyme, parsley, chives, tomatoes, moving over to vegetables, eggplant. So those are the most common things that we use in our garden. People in the city are surrounded by concrete and steel all day long. They're in their offices, surrounded by traffic and noise and pollution. So in a city, it just makes perfect sense to have a little oasis that you can come out to and unwind and connect with nature, and at the same time know that you're contributing something good to the environment. People need a place to unwind and relax, and having a little urban oasis is the perfect opportunity to do that.